Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today we're taking delivery of a new Tesla of Devon, Pennsylvania. I thought I'd take you along for the ride. We're doing a pre-delivery inspection before we take it back to the shop, so I thought I would show that as well. So, a couple things to look for with a Tesla. Poor quality outside of the drivetrain. All of the R&D and the money goes into the battery and the motors and the technology. Not much is paid to attention-wise to the paint and the interior and the panels, the alignment, etc. So the first thing I like to do, and guys, I get information for the owner, and it's their call what to do. I give them facts, I give them information, maybe my opinion here or there, and they can figure out what to do from there. I will show them the paint depth, each panel, 2 or 3 measurements per panel, to make sure there were no repairs done from either the manufacturer or maybe at the dealership from shipping damage. And as you can see here, very thin, very soft paint from Tesla, and that's why we get 1 per week on average at the shop to protect, because the paint is just so weak, so thin, so soft. Lots of dust nibs, lots of fibers. I've seen hairs, all types of issues with Tesla paint. Now, that said, it's getting better. The quality is getting better year by year, but it's still not even close to what it should be. Next step, another trip around the car, and we look for panel gap issues, maybe dents, dings, chips, scratches. I have a little piece of plastic here, and the tip of the plastic wedge here usually fits down into the gap. If I can stick the whole piece down and make it stand straight up, the gap is too wide. Some issues here and there. They're not terrible. I've seen much worse. But again, I show this to the customer. I leave that up to them, maybe give them a recommendation. A lot of them already know what to do, so I will just show this information, share that with them, and they will relay that to the dealership. Here's another gap on the front towards the windshield that has quite a bit of space, and as you get towards the front at the bumper, it's tighter, so it's an alignment issue. I show that to the owner, and they can do with that information what they want. Here is a gash. There are a few of these to take care of. These I can take care of if they're just topical during the prep process. This is going to get track pack PPF, so the whole front clip, lower rockers, lower doors. And we find issues here and there that are mostly light and topical. Anything down that I believe would be down through the clear would have to be sanded down and resprayed, of course. The next trip around, we're just checking to see if everything is tight and secure and buttoned up. You'd be surprised how many tail lights, headlights, parking lights, plastic trim on the side, lower rockers, wheel caps, scrapes on the wheels themselves, gouges in the tires. You name it, we found it. By the way, I'm not the first to offer this type of service. Down here we have shipping damage, probably straps maybe from the truck that transported it, who knows, but we can take care of that during the prep process and correction, and also the restoration and protection process. But yeah, I'm not the only one or the first that offered this type of services for customers, and I won't be the last, but it's a very important service, I believe, for Tesla owners, and we are happy to oblige. We offer transportation, whether it's picking up a car and dropping it off, picking up a customer or dropping them off, sending an enclosed trailer to pick up a car, or a car and the customer to bring to the shop. We will accommodate them all. We have customers up and down the seaboard, from Massachusetts down to Florida. We are in Pennsylvania. So if you have any needs when it comes to protecting your vehicle, here's another gap alignment when it comes to the plastic pieces lining up. So these are things you're going to find, and these are issues. Here, we're going to get to the back bumper, and you'll see where the bumper lines up with the quarter panel. They didn't quite push it in far enough before securing it, so there's another alignment issue. Small things, but they do add up. That will conclude the exterior. Time to move in and check the interior parts. We're looking for scuffs in the plastic, maybe a little bit of abrasion rash, parts that are loose, parts that aren't secure, parts that maybe aren't there at all. We're looking at upholstery, headliner that isn't tucked in. We're looking in the jambs and the recesses of the trunk and the hood to make sure everything's secure so there's no rattles. This here will make a rattle. It's a piece of plastic that's not secure on both sides, and with vibration you may hear it and you might not like it. Get up into the passenger cabin, and we're looking at the door panels, the door jambs, making sure everything is secure. No dings or dents or gouges or scratches. The white vegan leather seats. There's no dye transfer. No scratches or gouges or areas worn through. Looking at the headliner. Looking at absolutely everything and making sure it's good to go for the customer. I like to look up top and make sure there's no leaks. It is a rainy day, showers off and on, so it's a perfect day to check for leaks. Making sure the plastic trim on the sill here is secure, they come loose. How many scuffs and gouges are out of the sill where you drag your feet in and out? Looking at the stitches, looking at the fibers, making sure everything looks as it should. Taking ownership of a vehicle that costs, 50, 60, 70,000, depending on what you're looking for. Making sure the center console lid opens and securely locks without being loose. Making sure all the stitches in the leather in the center console. And then just repeating that process all the way around the vehicle. And finally, we make sure the access to the cargo area, the frunk, and all four doors close like they should. Make sure they're lined and closed smoothly. Then, when all the paperwork is finished and the owner accepts it as is, we will prepare it for the trip home. This one here we will be taking back to the shop. It's about a 45 to 55 minute drive, and we're going to protect it temporarily with some scrap pieces of PPF that will stack in the front here and then cover the most susceptible areas of the Model Y. Chrome or black. Yeah, you can get those. That should do it. That'll take care of some of the most susceptible areas on the way back. We don't need to get that first rock chip in there before we get to the shop and protect it. So we have a little bit of inclement weather to get through. It's about a 55-minute drive at most, probably a little bit longer this time of day. You can easily spend half a day on a procedure like this with the drive, the inspection, waiting for the paperwork to get done, and the drive back. But with our customers, it's worth every single second of it, and we wouldn't hesitate to do it over and over. Well, I'm old, so I have to pee every 15 minutes. So the first break time out of the way, and probably many more in between, we finally make it back to the shop. And the PPF held up. We're going to pull that away, pulls away rather easily. And underneath, we have pristine, clear coat, no chips anywhere else. And this thing will wait its turn for paint protection film and a ceramic coating. So this was the Tesla's journey from the dealership through the inspection process and back to the shop safely. Thought I would share it with you, something a little different for today. Catch you guys in the next video.